Here in the Bow Valley, the communities of Canmore, Banff, Exshaw, Deadman's Flats, Meneathny, Lake Louise, we've been experiencing a housing crisis for over a decade. It means that the lack of affordable housing is affecting every single facet of our diverse, amazing communities. Let's talk about debunking some of the biggest housing myths associated with the Bow Valley housing crisis.
The number one thing that Canmore and the Bow Valley need to do, if they want to see large investments of affordable housing in their community, then they better start approving projects.
That's just a big pile of baloney, if you ask me.
Building and managing long-term affordable housing has been a key priority for councils going back 20 years. It surprises me that the provincial government seems not to be aware of this. My name is John Borman, and I sat in the mayor's office for 10 years. The town has been directly involved in building over 300 units. $550 million worth of building permits issued in the last 5 years.
I think the claim that people here are anti-development or anti-tourism is a way to justify something that will benefit the people who are making that accusation. My name is Adam Leonard. I am an intersectional environmental advocate in the Bow Valley. A lot of the mechanisms that could be available to planners to promote or to control the available housing stock are not actually available at the municipal level. They're embedded in the Municipal Government Act of the province of Alberta, and so these are provincial level decisions. This is an enormously important wildlife movement valley with continental significance. It does help connect grizzly bears from Yellowstone all the way to the Yukon. That's not fake. The wildlife advocates in this valley don't want no development on that land. The wildlife advocates in this valley want affordable housing development on those lands. And then they want to make sure there's room for wildlife as well. The support here for affordable housing development is extraordinarily high.
The Canmore Community Housing Corporation have provided 350, 400 units of controlled affordable housing. That's something that not a lot of communities like Canmore have put in place. For years, the town of Canmore struggled with a 0% vacancy rate. So we aggressively worked with several local developers, and in the space of 2 or 3 years, we approved 3 projects that brought 500 private sector units into the rental pool. The town has been working for the last 2 or 3 years to move forward with the Palliser, and that will provide opportunity for over 1,000 units. I'm going to suggest to the minister that that's being very aggressive.
The Three Sisters Mountain Village developments represent 80% of the developable land that is left in Canmore. Every one of those units that's unaffordable becomes a holiday home or an investment property, creates additional demand for low-wage service labor. Then we need to find housing for that low-wage service labor with less land than we have now. The proposals that are approved here right now have a 10% affordable housing requirement. So that's 10% of the units would be below market value.
10% under market value when the market is insane isn't affordable. My name is Dr. Brendan Flowers. I'm a family physician here in Canmore, Alberta, and I also do low-risk obstetrics. So whenever a rental rate of $2,800 for a 2-bedroom is being offered, the affordable rate for that would be 10% under that market rent. So $2,500 for an affordable 2-bedroom here in Canmore just doesn't seem sustainable for anybody, whether low or high income.
The living wage here, the baseline for what you could expect to live a viable life here is $38 an hour. You'd be lucky to get paid $22 an hour here. There's no connection between what you can get paid and how much it costs to live here. And that's going to get worse.
I myself, as a physician, have had real difficulties over the past few years trying to recruit physicians to our clinic because of the challenge that we're experiencing with renting as well as with buying. The hospital now, they're actually having to import travel nurses because there is not enough local talent here able to support this beautiful hospital. I don't think the Bow Valley situation is necessarily unique. Everyone wants to have confidence in their housing options. They don't want to be living in a state of fear of being evicted, of their home being sold, their rent going up.
Affordable housing means everything to this community, not just for the residents who live here, but also for the 4 to 5 million visitors a year who come to celebrate and appreciate our beautiful Bow Valley alongside us. Affordable housing means that restaurants have servers, grocery stores have attendants, children have teachers, we have doctors and nurses. It also means that the hospital is available for you when you get hurt or sick, whether you live here or are just visiting for a few hours. The Bow Valley is a massive contributor to our provincial economy, generating over $1.3 billion in revenue based on tourism. We provide the province with a lot of economic support, and right now we're just asking for a little bit of that support to come back. Rather than supporting affordable housing in the Bow Valley, the UCP ministers choose to point fingers, point blame, deflect the arguments, and use that as an excuse to not provide funding for affordable housing in these important communities.
Collaboration always works better than individualistic mindset. Whether that's a community, whether that's a municipality, whether that's a province, but I think that's what's missing. We need to have a truly affordable plan that is actually affordable for those on the ground.
The minister needs to step up and be part of the solution for affordable housing. That could come in capacity support to approve permits and go through permitting faster. It could come in the support of funding to actually build affordable housing projects. It could come in the form of providing land. The province needs to look at all of these options and work with our town councils and work with the residents of Canmore to make sure that we can address the affordable housing crisis together and that the economy and the communities of Canmore and Banff, Deadman's Flats and Exshaw continue to thrive.